listening to the number 2 kindness podcast in the world, according to FeedSpot.
Welcome to the Kindness Chronicles, where once again we hope to inject the world with a dose of the Minnesota kindness that it desperately needs. I have bad news to start out with.
Oh, no.
I don't like that.
FeedSpot has dropped us from number 2 to number 3.
Oh
No.
I am
How
not
did that
kidding.
happen?
Are you serious?
I am not kidding.
I'm going to have to change the intro.
I know. I apologize.
What happened? What do we do?
That is false advertising. I feel I'm responsible
I
for
can't
it.
believe you saw that.
Well, I pulled it up to show these punks that were making fun of me. And I said, hey, listen, pal.
And then you got dropped to
And
number
then
3.
I was like, look at who's number 2. Oh, wait.
Who bumped us so we can
It's not-
target them? No.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, well, that's all right.
We're still in the top 5.
we like to be in number 2. That was kind of cool.
It was. And number 2, kind of
Yeah.
feels right, doesn't
Number
it?
3, we'll take it. We'll take
Whatever.
It's bronze,
Who cares?
whatever. Bronze in the...
Still getting hardware.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi,
so
John
we got Steve Brown here. Hi, Steve.
it. Hi.
Jeff Hoffman's back there.
Hey, guys.
Kevin Gorg is he might be the busiest man in town, but
guess
that's okay.
so.
I'm hanging out with him on Friday. We're going to go see Odyssey together. Our brides are going to be together, and we're going to
That's
go
cool.
get a couple of large popcorns and see what kind of damage
Now
we
you're
can
going to
do.
bring your own butter?
Of course I am.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I will bring my own butter.
I have so many questions, but we don't have to get into that.
No, that way I can apply real butter.
Well, you have a stick of butter in your pocket?
No, I melt the butter. I put it in a little container that keeps it melty.
There you go.
And then I put it in. It's a whole system.
I thought you went to Candyland before you go, but maybe that was just...
No, that's another one of my many problems when it
So you
comes
bring
to
melted
consumption.
butter. What if it cools
Coagulates? If it coagulates?
Yeah.
It still tastes like butter.
off? Oh, man, that's so weird.
And I squirt it through.
Do you know
I have this thing. It's like one of those ketchup bottles that has the little
Okay.
squirter thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you
How
what.
long have you been doing this?
Well, I also bring my own butter to the state fair for the corn.
No, I'm serious.
How long have I been doing this? Like 20 years.
I'm not saying it's a dumb idea. It's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
I can't believe you'd go that far.
I must
love
have a
butter.
problem. I do love butter.
I mean, I do too.
I know.
I
and
just
it's
don't
a
know.
good fat. That's what I keep telling myself.
Okay.
It's one of the good fats. Speaking of good fats, I had a big weekend this weekend.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
So-
you gave us a glimpse, but we didn't hear what
so
happened.
the boys had a bachelor party up in Brainerd. I think there was 15 or 16 of them.
Because your son's getting married.
Yeah, my son's getting
Yes.
married in a couple of weeks. My future daughter-in-law, she had her bachelorette party in Austin, and we're going to transition to Austin.
okay,
I said,
good, good.
Austin, are you going to the Spam Museum?
Ooh, yeah.
And they looked at me and said, what do you mean? I go, you're going to Austin, right? That's where the Spam Museum is.
They're going for a bachelorette party, though.
Austin, Minnesota. They were going to Austin, Texas. I thought that they were going to Austin,
well,
Minnesota.
that's where our guest is from.
I
know.
That's a good transition.
Crazy.
So they didn't go to the Spam Museum, but they were in Austin, Texas, which is the home location of our guest.
Yeah, Mr. Todd
Introduce our
Smith.
friend, Mr. Todd Smith.
Yeah. Okay. So today we're welcoming my old friend Todd Smith, who's joining us from Austin, Texas. Todd and I go way back. We started the band Johnny Clueless together. We used to be in 1992.
You're in a band?
We used to be called Uncle Bob's Cup of Coffee.
Oh, boy.
We were just literally going to do a little acoustic set, and it kind of turned into this band. Anyway, we spent years chasing music, playing clubs, collecting lots of road stories all across the country. These days, Todd's journey has taken him on interesting turns. He's a licensed clinical therapist by profession, a talented singer-songwriter in his spare time, also a former stand-up comedian. He still does comedy, kind of. But he has also been embarked on this huge social media experiment where he's been sharing quick, simple messages every day for, I think, 82 days or so, he'll tell us, that are all encouraging people to let go of pressure, find more joy, navigate life with a bit of good humor, a little more grace, and a little less stress.
Love it.
We want to hear all about it. Todd Smith, welcome to the Kindness Chronicles, dude.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
I also want to acknowledge the fact that Todd sporting a fresh haircut. Looks fantastic. So
Yeah,
if you're
sharp.
checking us out on YouTube, you can see that. I thought his hair, watching some of his videos, was getting a little out of hand.
Yeah, it's tall.
It was getting very
wasn't
tall.
that part of the theme of the individual video you were doing, perhaps? I don't know, because you wore a sleeveless undershirt on that one about anger, and I thought that was pretty funny.
It wasn't part of the shtick. That just kind of happened to be long. I've seen some of the videos myself, and I'm like, man, you got to handle your hair.
Oh.
It's like a wall of hair. Like
Okay,
Elaine
we want
Bennis.
to talk about those videos, but let's because I think they're fantastic and they're getting really popular and it's kick ass. But let's talk a little bit about where you're from. You know, getting from there to St. Cloud, and let's kind of get into how you got to Austin and what you've been doing there. Give us a little bit of background on you.
Yeah, so I was born in Rochester, and I graduated from John Marshall and went to St. Cloud State, where I met Steve, and we embarked on the journey of Johnny Clueless. Had a blast doing that. And then my life kind of went a different direction, and I left the band, and this is a huge gap. And then like 20 years went by, yada, 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 20 years went by. And then I decided that I wanted to go to Los Angeles and be a stand-up comedian because I had always wanted to do that. And so I did. I moved to Los Angeles. I knew one person there. I went to high school with, so she helped me land there. And I did that for 3 years, and I enjoyed it. But I met my now wife, my current wife. Sorry.
Careful.
Now, wife,
Let's call it your wife.
I met my wife in Los Angeles, and then I was just a broke comic, and so we started dating. And she said, "Is there anything that you've ever wanted to do that would make money?" And I said, "I've always wanted to be a therapist." And so she said, "Well, if we're going to be together, maybe you could go back to school and do that." And so it's the greatest gift anyone's ever given me, honestly, because I didn't think I wouldn't have done it. I know I wouldn't have done it. And so in looking at schools, University of Texas was really high. And so, and then she at the time was a CPA, but she took a job in private industry as a CFO. And so we moved to Austin, and I went to school and got my master's degree in social work.
Very cool. Let me just start by saying you married well.
Yeah.
It sounds like you hit the jackpot there, pal.
Oh, she's lovely too. What's her name? What's her name, Todd?
Jessica.
Okay.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, just to get that kind of an encouragement to...
That's
I mean,
kind. She was kind, right?
Mm-hmm.
What a huge leap to all of a sudden so was this honestly like 20 years after you had left the band that you went back to the University of Texas?
I did. Hook 'em horns. Yeah.
Hook 'em horns.
And
wow.
Hook 'em horns.
Yeah. And it got us to move to Austin too. And Austin's it's a wonderful, I love living here. I love living here so much. It's actually kind of funny, the bachelorette party. I think Austin's the number 2 bachelorette.
Yep. Nashville's number 1. And
Nashville's number 1.
Yep.
And then Austin, Minnesota.
And then Austin, Minnesota's number 3, which is a
museum.
suburb of Rochester.
All the ladies
full
love
circle.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I got all kinds of videos of just insanity taking place, and I'm just from my daughter, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to see any of those
you don't want
videos.
to see that.
No, but they were having fun, and Austin apparently is a fun town.
It's a wonderful. If you're bored in Austin, it's your fault. There's so much to do here all the time. I wasn't sure about moving to Texas just because of the don't mess with Texas. That struck me as funny. I'm like, whatever. Now I found out that's actually was just a don't litter campaign. I didn't know that.
Oh,
but when we moved here, I didn't know that. I've since had Texans explain that to me.
Oh.
But I wasn't sure I'd like it, and I really, really like it a lot.
It's a huge
Can we go
state.
back to the Johnny Clueless days?
Yeah, I have some questions, or I have some. He and I talked a little bit the other day, and we shared some.
Okay, as
funny
long as we're going to
anecdotes,
get back there.
What,
we can't,
do you have a question about it?
Well, I just want to make sure that we address the time that you guys spent. Steve doesn't like to talk as much as I like to talk about Johnny Clueless. I think it's really cool that you
we
did
kind of
that.
talked a lot about it with Eric Newman's episode, and I don't want to capitalize the conversation about my band, but Todd is a former
Well, it
member of
sounds
my
like
band.
at one point it was our band. It was
our
my
band.
band. Sounds. Oh my gosh, what is this?
This is 1994 St. Patrick's Day show at the red carpet.
You apparently lost directions to the barber shop.
Exactly. There's Todd right
and
there.
that's
Oh,
Todd.
Todd's got a gentleman's haircut.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, look at that.
Which
Young,
is so fun though.
24-year-old
And where was that? Probably at the red carpet there.
That is absolutely the red carpet.
Absolutely.
And mark your
good times.
calendars for October 3rd, 2026.
Yeah.
Red carpet reunion for
Yep.
Johnny Clueless.
Yep. It's homecoming actually.
Do you guys still jump up and down like that on certain tunes?
Hips. No.
Yeah.
Bad hips.
No, we do for
I
this
was
one
gonna
song.
say it's-
But you know what, Todd, we actually don't play Stupid Love very much anymore. I don't know why. It's more of a carpet thing, but
Yeah.
you know what, to give you a little background or a context as to when
Yeah,
Todd
how'd you
and
two
I
meet?
Well, we met we met because of some
House party.
house party. We also had mutual friends, like Garrity and,
Yeah.
and Cal, and those guys were all friends of ours. And so we started connecting. And then he and I went on spring break with a bunch of people together, and we started playing guitar. I guess we already kind of started that. But anyway, we were fast friends. Todd's a super funny guy. We talked, we joked around a lot. We had a good time. Great guitar player. We started just playing. I started playing him songs that I wrote, and he was kind of finding them with me and then, flushing them out.
So, Todd, can I ask this question of you? Was I was going to call you Johnny here? Was Steve like one of those guys that sat in the stairwell with the guitar and started playing tunes to impress the chicks? I wouldn't blame you for
No,
it.
I have a funny story about that.
I can't wait to hear it.
Well,
but
see what Todd says.
Was-
I
so
don't
you
know.
guys were
not.
sitting
He
around
was
and
not.
go ahead.
I originally saw him actually playing in a different band at a house party. And my background in music is like, it was just like a cover band. I was like, that would be the epitome to be in a cover band. And so they were playing some original sort of stuff. And I was like, this is really good. And so we kind of started chatting. We just kind of had similar sense of humor. And so if I started a bit, he would kind of finish the bit and so forth. I don't remember the original question, but that's when we met. And then I don't know how we got started.
I
We just
wasn't
decided
in a-
to kind of start playing.
I wasn't in a hallway being all mopey
No.
and like looking like I needed attention.
No.
But I will say, it kind of ties in with this. My roommates get very mad at me because they would make me play guitar. So Todd, here's the thing. Todd and I both are from the same situation. We both had all kinds of friends, college friends and high school friends that were athletes. Todd was an athlete. But when you play music and all your friends don't play music, you're like doing a magic trick to them. They're like, this is weird. You're like wrote a song. They don't understand. And it makes it really uncomfortable to sing in front of them. Like you just sing
It
a
makes
song.
them uncomfortable?
Yeah, they're like, you're just singing a song right in front of me. It's really,
Yeah.
they get really embarrassed.
I love
but
it.
in my neighborhood, we all played and you're always working and stuff. So one time, this happened a few times, but I'd play guitar. My roommates would have like girls over and they want me to play songs.
Steal
We'd play
their
a little
girls.
bit.
Would you steal their girls?
No,
Oh.
I'm an idiot. I would keep playing until everyone left.
Oh, no.
I just want to keep.
I mean, you sitting there playing with yourself? See what I did there?
So, finish your story. How would your friends leverage your guitar playing?
They
You
wanted
mean-
They wanted me to, play and entertain everybody. But I get caught up in that. I love doing that. Now there's all the girls are gone and everybody's gone and they're like, why don't you stop? They're like, why don't you stop? You should stop. Like, well, I don't know. Tell me when to stop. That was my 20-something
It's sort
energy.
of like you
Anyway,
were serenading them to be able to hook up, right?
Basically.
Yeah,
And then you went
were-
to sleep with your guitar.
I
Right.
just kept
Sad.
going.
And
Serenade by
then,
proxy.
and then you wrote the song called "Teardrops on My Guitar." Oh no, that was Taylor Swift.
Anyway,
Todd,
we
did
can
you
cut
ever
that.
do that? Were you ever forced to perform for your friends?
A little bit, yeah. It is. It's so awkward. It's so awkward for both me and my roommates. I don't even know why we were doing it because all of us were uncomfortable while we were doing it.
Were
But
you
yeah,
high?
And it was usually late night. It was usually after you come home from the red carpet.
Yeah.
They were like, play us some songs.
Yeah, you're
And
like, I just play this. Anyway, what I was going to say was some context that will put us in the world that you were in at the time, all of you guys. It was 1990. Oh shit! Now I can't remember the year, but exactly. I think it was 93.
Well, that B-roll was from '94.
Okay. We took these big tours. We went all across the country, right? We were on the island of Nantucket.
Oh.
Right? The furthest east you could go.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for you.
We played for 2 nights. It was a 2-nighter. They set us up in a shack near there. Nobody was there. Nobody knows who we are. But it was a cool little bar. The second night we played, O.J. Simpson had his thing.
Oh, really?
had his moment with
So
this whole thing.
That's 95.
Chase?
95? No, it wasn't
Yeah.
95. It was earlier.
Okay.
It
then
was 94.
this summer of
No.
93, maybe.
93, because the
makes
trial was in 94.
Anyway.
Let's talk to Todd.
Well, I know. Well, he and I did talk about this, and while we were playing, anyone who was looking at us gathered around a TV. We just stopped playing because no one was even looking at us, and we found out what was going on. Like O.J. Simpson's on this thing. That's what we were doing on that night.
Wow. So you'll never forget that.
No,
That's very cool.
it's crazy. But that's just context of how long ago this was and what we were doing then.
So, Todd, take us back to the island of Nantucket.
That would have been June 17th,
All right.
1994.
There you go.
June
OJ
17th.
was-
Look at you
Yeah,
back
we played
there.
16 and 17 of June, 94, 93.
Tell us some of your highlights of that short-lived era
Those
of Johnny
days?
Clueless, those days.
Well, there was that one. It's just so hard to get anyone's attention, right? So we're this Minnesota band that no one's ever heard of, playing original music in Nantucket, right? They weren't exactly screaming for, do you have any central Minnesota bands, right? So you're just doing anything to get their attention. And this is before phones, right?
Cell
And
phones, yeah.
That comes on and it's just a wash. You're just, what do you do, right? Because I was also interested in the chase as well. But that's kind of part of it. Steve and I, we were also talking about, Steve, you remember in Michigan?
Mm-hmm.
We were playing in Michigan. And it's, once again, you're just trying to get anyone's attention to, like, hey, band, listen, all that sort of stuff. And nothing. We play song, nothing. Song, nothing. And then also we finish a song and we hear,
in a sports
"Woo,
bar.
all right,
Wait,
all right."
sports
So we're
bar.
like, okay,
Sports bar,
Uh-oh.
right?
sports bar. Yeah, here we go.
This
We're
is the
getting
end
them.
of a-
And then
end
we
of a-
look, and I'm like, Steve, I think they're all watching basketball. And they were. Everyone was watching a game. We just happened to end our song when the team they wanted scored.
Yeah,
Oh.
actually,
And-
Todd delivered it. It was a sports bar. It was like the Final Four or something. Everyone's watching the around the screens around the bar. The song ended right when somebody scored, and they all cheered. And I turned to Smitty because I'm just such a dope. I'm like, I think they're getting it. He goes, no. He goes, they're cheering for the
Michigan
game.
just won.
And
Oh,
we're like,
no.
oh my God, what are we
Like
doing?
it was already hard.
Yeah.
And then there was this peak that we had it. And then we fell even further.
Oh,
because
yes.
you just realized how much more.
It's bad. It's bad. And I know you had some of that kind of stuff as a comedian too. Just that's a lonely thing. That's a hard road. You're out there, on your own. Like you explained to me, at least you had other comedians, like you had a band to kind of look at each other and go, wow, this is so bad. It's funny, right?
Yeah. The Hoop Fest story. You remember Hoop Fest, right?
Oh, Hoop Fest. Yeah.
So just being in entertainment, right? This happened as a comic, but also in the band. You just find yourself in situations that make no sense to have entertainment.
Yeah.
Like none.
Athletics
right?
and
those
rock
are the
and
ones that
roll.
always
Yeah.
pay well. So we got hired to play Hoop Fest, which is this 3-on-3 basketball tournament. And I think the Target Center parking lot or something. And the music we play is original rock music, which isn't really what that demo is looking for. Right. But I swear to God, people are like, oh, cool band. Why? Right. And
Why is there a band
And
in the
there you
parking
go.
lot?
Yeah. Did you ever
Yeah.
book a gig at a funeral?
No.
Okay. So,
No.
you had limits.
Yeah, we had
There were
limits.
some limits.
We did play. I'm not sure.
Fest apparently
Well,
didn't.
hey,
Yeah. Yeah, what are the hour? What's the time frame? We played I'm not sure if you were with us on this one, but we played in the parking lot of Dayton's. There was a big, or some mall parking lot. There was a big skateboard event.
Oh.
So we played in front, and one of the dudes fell off his skateboard and went flying and hit my guitar and
Oh, no.
wrecked it, smashed
no.
it.
What do you do in that case?
Everyone was like, "Oh, sorry." It
You
was
just go home and
again.
repair
Rock and
your
roll
guitar.
doesn't always go with everything. You know, it's so weird.
Did you say, sorry, dude?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, gnarly.
Your hair though looked like it fit well with skateboarding
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
point, so
Yeah.
I think that worked.
So can we talk about the comedy? gig?
Yeah.
So to decide to move out to Los Angeles of all places, I'm going to be a stand-up comedian. How do you get there in your head?
I
How do you start?
Yeah, that's
So that was kind of tough. So you can go to open mics, but that person who I moved out there and I knew her, she said there's this school, this comedy school to go to. And I was like, I feel like you're either kind of funny or you're not. I don't know that. And she said, well, just go check it out. So I went, and Jerry Corley is the guy who runs it. I think he still does. And what it is you do go there, and he kind of talks about joke structure and stuff. But at the end, there was a performance, right? And that was really the struggle I had. Even being in the band all the time, it was like getting myself to go up on stage and do it. And I always believed that I could do it. And so I took that course and then went to the final performance, and it went really, really well. And so then I just kind of started getting spots around LA. And I also went there to be an actor too, because I thought I've been acting my whole life, not in a thing. And I was terrible. I was so bad, like just so bad because I got a commercial agent for a while, and I went to some auditions, and it didn't go well. I remember one director was just like, "Can you like turn it up a couple clicks?" Because I was just so like, "Hi, I'm Todd. These are brawny paper towels." It was brutal. But the comedy went pretty well, I guess. Didn't pay well.
You seem like a brawny paper towel guy, you know? You've got that masculine look about you. If only you had a plaid shirt on. Just think about it.
Did you do the
I ran
groundling?
out and I bought a plaid shirt. I thought it was a lock because that's the one I got. I got all these other ones that was like I wasn't right for, and that one I'm like, come on, this is it. And it was just not meant to be.
That is funny.
What, Jeff?
Sorry. The Groundlings, was that the school you went to? That's a comedy troupe or an
That's more of an
improvisational-
improv, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not the one I went to. This is just nothing at that level.
Okay.
No, but I did go to some Groundling shows. It's wonderful improv.
Yeah, that's where Will Ferrell was. He was in the Groundling.
Yeah.
What I want to really talk about and what ties in with our audience and with our mission of the show is about what you decided to take on this, embark on a
project.
what do you call it? A project of putting yourself online every day for 82 days now. Tell us how you started that, what you're trying to do with it, and what people are supposed to get out of it. And we'll kind of talk a few things that we saw that we really liked that you talked about.
For sure. So I started writing songs, and then at some point was like, well, I'm going to put these on Instagram, and with kind of this naive sort of things like one of these might catch fire sort of thing, which is just laughable because it doesn't work like that at all. So I would post them and it was fine. And I had 186 followers after like 3 years or something like that. And so I jokingly, this was honest, I didn't mean to do this. The first video I did of talking into it was kind of like just to prove how weird it was and stupid it was. And so I did the video and it hit. And I suddenly got all these likes and follows. And then somebody, a music producer out here, I commented on, he's like, do more of this. And essentially the connection was show people who you are as opposed to just like, because people aren't on Instagram looking for music. I'm not even. So I don't even, that's how bad of a business plan that was. I was like, I don't even look. What am I doing? And so, yeah, and it hit. And so then I was like, okay, I'll do more. But then I was like, I don't really want to be like an influencer. I think the joke I made is because eventually they end up doing pull-ups with their shirt off and stuff. And I'm just like, I can't do pull-ups and like, no. And so, but what I found is that people were super supportive of it. And then I found like, I just felt super alive. I don't know how to explain it. But like, you're just kind of talking into your phone, into the world. And when people are supportive, it really started to kind of break that. Like when that director was like, turn the clicks up because I'm very like that when I'm nervous, it has really helped to kind of like work through that. And then it just becomes about daunting sort of task of how many days could I do this in a row, I wonder, because once you get into it, you kind of start finding out you kind of have to post quite a bit, but that's daunting because it's like, what do you talk about? Right. So then I started mixing in some of the psychology stuff that I do as a therapist, some of the songs, and then some sort of comedy sort of stuff. And what I ended up finding out is it's like the perfect medium for all three of those things, because I never wanted to do just one of them. I like to kind of dip my toe in all of them. And so I kind of found that by accident. And so it is an experiment now just to kind of see, because I think what might resonate with a lot of people is just kind of this idea of, I wonder if I could do that. Right. Like we see a lot of those people. And I think, and I've had people kind of come up like, what's it like doing that? It's fun. It's really, really fun. And I thought people would be mean. And there's been a couple of mean comments, but honestly, God, overwhelmingly, people are super, super supportive.
Well,
granted, I'm not taking hard positions on politics or something like that. But
no, and let me tap into maybe why I think that's happening. It's because it's authentic. You're not someone who's a ham who just needs to be seen.
Perform.
You're actually providing there's messaging about your therapy talks, your little tips, but it's authentic comedy. It's authentic music. You're not pushing it. You're just saying, here's what I have. And I think that's what I like about what I've watched you turn it. I've been in touch with you for, many years on and off, but once you started doing this, I started following and started listening. First of all, I was like, wow, Todd's really smart. He's really figured a lot of things out. I love the tips. I love the approach to it. But I also love to hear new songs you're putting out. And the comedy stuff kind of took me. I always thought you were funny too, but I didn't know you were actually, producing
funny.
Yeah, producing these funny bits. So like you actually found yourself in doing this, and it's not a guy trying to just you're not desperate. You're being authentic, and that's what's so cool about it.
So where on Instagram can we find you? Is that where your main medium is, Instagram?
Yeah. So my handle, or whatever it's called, is Smith William Music.
Smith William Music.
Explain that a little bit. Explain why your name is Todd Smith, but
yeah. So I started writing songs, and then I wanted to record them and put out an album. So then I was like going to go release the album, and so you have to learn how to do all of it, right? And so I had to be like, how do I protect these songs or whatever? One of the things they said was make sure the artist name you choose is not taken. So I looked up Todd Smith, and there's like 8 or something like that.
I was wondering which
So
Todd Smith we'd be visiting with tonight, because I know about 6 of you.
Yeah.
So far, you're the
I
coolest.
tried all these different combinations of my name, and eventually my wife was like, well, why don't you try Smith as your first name and your middle name William? It's Smith William. And there was none of them.
There's
and
your wife again. Your wife.
Yep, your wife's damn
I
smart.
like her.
Yeah.
She's the smartest person I've ever met.
I think that was a smart move.
It's so frustrating, honestly.
Okay,
cool.
So you had changed your name to that. That's why we find you at Smith William Music. But it's not just music, it's kind of all of it.
Yeah. And so it was always the site that I started the songs on when I had my 186 followers. But that's where all the people were when they started following me. So that's kind of what I just kind of go with. And at the end of the day, I really wanted people to listen to my music. That's why I was like, I'll talk into the camera, like whatever. And, so far it's going pretty well. And I like to see it as an experiment, because I don't know how it's going to go. I didn't know how it's going to go. And that's the part that is just, I don't know. I think I just needed something in my life at that time to just feel like I could make a run with something, or just to focus on something. And so it's really fit the bill.
You keep mentioning 186 followers, and I'm just wondering if you're going to continue to brag like this throughout it just really seems, we get it. You're very popular.
Had a lot of people. Tell us what you've had a few that have hit really well. Like what's your not that this matters, but
how many days have we been doing this?
He's been doing this 82 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had a video go viral, and I would say viral to me. It has 1.4 million views.
What?
Wow.
I would call that viral.
Was your shirt on for that one?
100%. I was actually sitting in the office I'm in now. And so I was happening scrolling through Instagram, and all these European and people around the world were like talking about coming to America for the World Cup. And they were just like, it's so beautiful here. We've been led to believe other sorts of things. And it was like 10 in a row. And I just found it so wonderful. And just like, I feel like there's so much division that gets pushed on us as people.
Yeah.
And I was just like, is anybody else watching this? This is like, it just warms my heart. I'm addicted to this sort of stuff. And it just hit, and it took off. And so, I mean, it didn't like change my life, or I didn't really even get much followers out of it, but it's kind of like, it answered the question. I wonder if something could hit. And then it's kind of like the slot machine where you pull and it just goes.
Right.
And then you kind of see, and it's kind of scary in a way, because if you're ever on a video that like in the wrong kind of way, you know what I mean? Like you're in a video you don't want, but it gets put out there. Once it gets into the machine, it takes off. It's over. Like it grows exponentially. It's insane.
There's no
everyone
amount
has
of
opinions
PR
on it.
that can stop it or anything. It's there.
It builds
That's why
on
it's
the
viral.
build.
Todd, let me tell you about a video that I was in that went viral. I'm not kidding. I slipped on the ice. You've seen my slipping on the ice video.
Did it go viral?
I slipped on the ice and
swore like crazy.
Cursed up a
so
storm.
good.
A blue streak.
And all of a sudden, I have, like, my wife posted it on it started on Facebook, and she said, and it was on Valentine's Day, and she said, "We're not sure if Big Daddy got shot by a sniper or was harpooned by a passing fishing vessel. And that was a reference to my size, which I thought was very inappropriate. It's not nice.
No, we don't like that.
It's not nice at all. But so, yes, I understand what a viral moment can feel like when it's at your expense. So
but it is exciting to see that you're being heard, first of all.
Look at that pivot. That was fantastic.
And second of all, it's going out to people that can use it, even if it's a laugh or a song. They're really catchy songs. You got to check out his music.
I have.
Or a tip on like just a way to think about things. And speaking of that, so I just want to have a little. I want to tap into the therapist that you are, just to kind of ask about regarding kindness. Kindness to yourself, and one of the you bring a lot of messages together, and there's a theme that I see often. But if you said if we say the term "life is too short to carry all that BS," and you mentioned a lot of things that sometimes we're just carrying it. There's no need to carry it, whether it be perfectionism, comparison, guilt, fear, or just other people's opinions of you. What do you see often that people are carrying that's too heavy? And what's your advice to people that are doing that?
I think expectations is probably what comes to mind. And so a lot of the videos I come up with are things that are common themes that I see with a lot of different people that I work with. And so I was chronically unhappy for a really long time. And it took me a really long time to realize that was my own fault. And it had to do with expectations that I didn't even really understand. So any situation you go into, right, we're going into with an expectation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we know that expectation, sometimes we don't. Well, I think I had like disproportionate expectations, which meant whatever happened, I was just always disappointed with it, which made me kind of miserable to be around. But once I kind of realized that low expectations, I think the big fear people have is that, like, if I don't have high expectations, I won't achieve anything. I just haven't found that to be true at all. And having low to no expectations means you're going to be happy with really low stuff, or extremely happy if things go really, really big. It's the easiest way I know to just really take pressure off of situations. Mm-hmm. And I think the crystallizing moment I had is somebody gave me a gift, and this really showed up with gifts. If somebody said, I got you a gift, I would start this thing. Pretty soon I'm at a new car, right? Nobody that would be that pretty soon I'm like, start my car, right? So whatever gift I got, I was just like, oh
no.
Yeah, thank you. Oh. Yes. Yeah. And I had one of those moments where you kind of are outside yourself and you see yourself, and oh my God, the shame. I was just like, what are you doing? Somebody gave you a gift. How are you not elated?
Nice enough.
Anyone would care enough to get you something. And that was what really, really cemented that I was like, I have this weird expectation that I put on things, but in that particular case, gifts, that only leaves me disappointed, and it's disconnecting to the other person too. Because what is a gift really? It's an offer to connect. I see you, I got this for you, right? And if I don't meet them there, then that's a terrible feeling too. So it was a lot of the stuff I come up with is personal stuff I've gone through and stuff common themes I talk to people in therapy.
Can I share a story about managing expectations?
Yeah.
So along those same lines, I do think that it's important to manage people's expectations, not just of, we have to manage our own expectations of ourselves. But back in high school, I won a brand new car. Do you remember that?
I do. From the fall festival.
From the fall festival. Yes. I won a 1984 Chevette.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It was a red Chevette. And I would tell girls that I would be picking them up in a red Vet. And the look of I mean this sincerely. I would do that.
You thought it was exciting.
No.
Oh, okay.
I told them it was a red Vet. And if they came out and they laughed, that was the kind of gal that you wanted to spend time with.
Great litmus test. But
if they come out and they go, oh, the Chevette, it was a 4-cylinder, no power, nothing, no air conditioning. It could get it. But honestly, it was like one of those things where I told people I got a red Vet. And the fact that they would even go out with me tells you, are they going out with me because I got the Vet, or it's because of the great hair that I had back in the day?
That is pretty. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
I remember you won it. I mean, either you told me that. Yep. I remember every year they gave away a car.
Everywhere they gave away a car. Yeah. But anyway, as far as managing expectations when it comes to a gift, I'm going to start thinking, oh, I hope it's used bubble gum. and then it'll be up from there. Like
Yeah.
everything is going to be better than that instead of starting with the
I
bad.
have heard that too. That expectations, setting them, getting rid of them will make you so much happier because you're not expecting anything out of anyone. So if someone does something nice for you, it's like the greatest thing that ever happened. It's a hard thing to do. So why do we have expectations so high, Todd? Any thought on why we start there? Is it our culture? Is it just
Social
human
media.
behavior?
Yeah,
I
but
think it's a little bit of culture, and I also think it's kind of a myth that folks have, and folks that have this generally have some perfectionism in there too, is that they think if I have this high expectation, it's going to pull me up to the expectation.
Wow.
And they're chronically disappointed because they rarely, if ever, hit it. And then if they hit the expectation, they're like, I probably could have done better or whatever. I haven't found that to be true, that like the higher the expectation, that like the higher you're going to go or whatever, that it has any sort of relation to it. The only relation I see to it is that it makes you unhappy. It's easy to make yourself happy if you look at it. There's so many wonderful things around. It's no different than if you're scrolling on your timeline on any of the social media sort of stuff. If you work your algorithm right, like my algorithm right now is just basically animals and babies.
We love it.
Right?
Me
Because I'm
too,
liking
man.
that sort of stuff. And it is such a vastly different experience,
Mhm.
right? But that's what I'm searching for, something that makes me feel good, as opposed to who's ever fighting in the street
I did
about
tell him
something
about-
that doesn't matter.
So Todd, I have a thing for laughing babies, and AI has
belly laugh?
has turned laughing babies into, and nothing drives me more insane than when you go down to the comments and they're like, well, this is obviously AI. It's like, who gives a shit? It's funny and it makes you feel good. Why is AI has turned into I think I love AI. I don't care if I'm fooled. If it makes me feel good, that's great. The other thing I wanted to mention is my parents.
Airing grievances now?
No, it's not airing of grievance at all.
Let's go.
One of the greatest gifts that my parents gave to me, and I mean this sincerely, was this, they had very low expectations of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They did. My
But
dad.
about your grades?
My grades. They're like, what are you worried about? As long as you graduate, you get the same diploma. Nobody knows about your grades 2 years after,
C's get degrees. you
Or
said.
maybe it was a different way of saying it, as a better perspective on life. They had good perspective about what was important in life, right?
I also think they may have had bad grades growing up and they didn't want to, it's very possible.
No, but they were happy that you were healthy, that they had a son named John. He was funny. They probably were grateful for those kinds of
thanks,
things.
Jeff.
Yeah.
So
All
this
right.
is kind of like we'll kind of tap
Let's
back
go
into
back
the
to Todd.
No, no, it's okay.
Enough about what I think about me. What do you think about me?
Why do you think we're so hard on ourselves? Why was John, even as a high school kid, so hard on himself? Are we talking expectation, or is that something different?
A lot of times the parental expectations, it can be societal expectations too, with like social media sort of trends,
Oh
because
my
that's just
God.
been amplified a lot.
Yeah.
But I'll work with kids, and the expectations their parents have on them is absolutely crushing to them when they're just so high. And a lot of times that can come from either the parent having not met that themselves, or the parent did meet that themselves, but then they're equating to, I have to instill these expectations in them and it'll get them there. And it really doesn't. It kind of works the other way, honestly, because they get so pushed against it, they eventually just go, I don't care, or they develop anxiety and come see me as an adult and be like, why do I always feel like not enough? I'm like, because you were told you were not enough because you were given some weird bar you were supposed to meet that didn't make any sense. I always think with parents, I guess I can speak for myself, but like, what would you want? And I would want my child to like themselves first, right? And then that they were happy doing what they wanted and that they were kind.
What
Stick
are
with the
you
theme, right?
in your a licensed therapist? Tell me what tell me. How about tell us? I apologize.
Yeah, we're here.
I know. I feel like it's me and Todd. It feels right. What are you seeing today? Like, what are people coming in, and why are they seeing Todd Smith, licensed therapist? What are the trends in what you're witnessing?
Well, I'm what would be called a behaviorist. So I help people change behaviors. So because of
I'm
that
paying
specific
attention.
sort of thing, I'll get people that either are sent in. Actually, a big part of my my clientele are men that have been sent by their wives or girlfriends to be fixed somehow.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so as far as the trends with kids, I see it's the hyper high expectations and just the amount of pressure that the world is putting. It's not just parents, the world too, with college and all this sort of stuff. And they're just crumbling on it. And they're just doing activities just like 7 days a week, just like all the times. And they don't get to be a kid. I will also tell you this, COVID, that whole period messed up people. I still am getting people that are struggling to come back out after COVID, the isolation and the kids, it affected them as well. I don't think people, I don't talk to people, I guess, enough about it to really know, but I don't get the sense people realize how much that really affected people.
Amazing.
It really, really, really did. Yeah. But as far as other stuff, I mean, it's behavior sort of stuff. I help people with avoidance, chronic avoiders. I have some substance stuff I help people with, anger outbursts, anything that you do that makes people go away, come see me and I'll help you out.
That's cool. Do you do any like teletherapy, or do we have to come and sit on your lap?
The state of Texas says that people can't sit on my lap anymore.
Oh, damn.
Not anymore.
I do telehealth. Yeah, absolutely. I prefer it in person. During COVID, it was all virtual. And so, I mean, that can work for sure. I really do prefer people to come in my office so I can it's a feel sort of thing. It feels more personal.
I think it's crazy to think about that guy that we saw on the screen earlier playing guitar is the same smart guy helping people. I think it's so cool.
Jeff,
speaking of guitar, as a therapist, do you think everyone needs some kind of creative outlet, even if they don't think they're creative?
Yes, but I would define creative as to something that they think is creative. And again, with that, what I find is expectation will often get in the way of that. Somebody will want to write or they'll want to draw or something. And they're immediately like, but I'm not Picasso or I'm not whatever. So like, why even bother?
Right.
Which gets away from the whole point of it, which is just about expression and kind of, it's like a moment to connect with yourself and get out whatever's inside out. And so I think some sort of outlet, however they define it, is absolutely necessary.
So just following up on that for you and your journey, is that kind of what happened with you? Because you mentioned, I can't explain it. I just have this energy, but it's sort of like you've been performing all your life. You're obviously a great guitar player. You were in Johnny Clueless. You tapped into something and it seems like you pulled it all together and you're now it feels like you found, maybe you're not hitting it perfectly, your calling, but maybe you're that much more on track with it and it's feeling good for you.
Yeah, it's interesting to say. I really do finding the medium that I get to bring all three parts of myself into that. It really is really satisfying. I don't really worry about like running out of content. At first, it was like, what is this going to be? Music? How am I going to have all these opinions about music and stuff? And it really just kind of flows out because it's just kind of relating those three things to life. And so, yeah, I mean, it does feel really, really good. I felt kind of out of place inside of myself for a large portion of my life. And I really feel like somehow I was able to turn around. I feel like, I don't know, like where I'm supposed to be.
Well, and I think, obviously the role that your relationship with your wife has had, I think about the ripple effect of, had she not suggested that you pursue something that you were passionate about and wanted to do, all the people that you're helping wouldn't have had the opportunity to get that kind of help. So those are, to me, I want to give your wife all the credit. You can, sincerely though.
I know.
I mean, think of that. You have this, clearly you seem like a wonderful guy. I mean, you really do. And I often am sarcastic about those kind of things. But to have a wife that encouraged you to do this, the impact that that's had on so many people that you've been able to connect with professionally is really kind of heartwarming and neat. Yeah. I love it.
I guess, go ahead, Todd.
I want to tell you one thing. This is how supportive she is. So when I started, and Steve,
you're not bragging again. No more bragging. So start over.
I couldn't sing at all. So I couldn't sing at all. I always wanted to sing, but I couldn't. I think at one point I was like, "Don't even put a microphone in front of me. Don't look at me like when I was Johnny Clueless," because I just couldn't do it. Steve he witnessed it, right? But I always wanted to, and so kind of when COVID hit, I started trying to do it. And then I could hit a note. I think I reached out to Steve at one point. I was like, I kind of wrote this song. Like,
yeah, we talked.
Okay. And Steve, bless his heart, was like, it is good. Keep going, man. And so every night, my wife, this is going to sound whatever. I recognize in 2026, my wife cooks 3 meals a day. It's important to her to do so. She works full time on all that stuff, but she cooks. So every night she cooks dinner, and I have a little stool, and I sit and play my songs in the kitchen while she's cooking. And as God is my witness, every song I finish, she goes, "Yay, yeah," like that. And it's unbelievable, but it's so validating, and I basically say, if heaven exists, and I believe it does, it's involved with me in the kitchen.
It's happening in your kitchen. That's so cool.
Oh my God. She's a unicorn. She have a thing coming out of her forehead.
You mentioned, and I picked this up earlier on when you said, I'm a behaviorist. Would that be an example of why you chose that modality of psychology? Because I know B.F. Skinner was the first behaviorist, if I have that correct, right?
Well, here we go.
I believe he's one of the first, yeah.
Yeah, that's from what I understand. And I used to listen to a lot of Dennis Prager, and he loved behaviorist stuff. And it's all about trial and error and trying things. And that whole thing that you just brought up with COVID, you just had to do it. And it's sort of a trial and error. Is that right? Is that the right way to think about behaviorism?
Behaviorism. So if we think about conditioning, positive and negative conditioning, right? Positive conditioning, I do something I'm supposed to do, I get a reward. Negative conditioning means I do something I'm not supposed to, I get something taken away. I happened to, my internship at UT, I interned with somebody named Penny Kruger. And Penny Kruger is a big name in dialectical behavior therapy. And so I was very, very fortunate to get educated, because I didn't really have a modality coming out of school, but specifically what I wanted to do. But what I saw in that is how much our life is affected by these conditioning things that are reinforced, right? And I just was fascinated with it. And it also helped me to change things I wanted to change. I think the big myth in therapy is people come in, they're like, I just need to find out why.
Mm-hmm.
What's the what? Why do I do what I do? It's my childhood, all this sort of stuff. And then people think, like, once I find that out, like, the skies will open, right? And like all that. It just doesn't work that way. Behavior is reinforced from the time we're young. Those patterns runs deep, really deep. And that's really what drives it. So like, finding out the why can be really, really helpful for understanding how you got there. But if you really want to change behavior, it's about conditioning for sure.
Can I just request no more 4-syllable words like modality? Do you know what that word means, Steve?
Yeah, of course.
No, of course you do. Oh, good for you.
B.F. Skinner.
Oh, yeah.
So, Todd, if you were going to tell our listeners and our viewers on YouTube, one thing that they should let go of to lessen their load, lessen their burden before they go to bed tonight, what would that be?
I would say, can I reframe the question slightly?
Yeah.
All right. So there's two things. I met with somebody I went to school with, and we hadn't seen each other. And we talked about, what have you learned as a therapist in your time since school? And we have the two same things. One, whatever you fear controls you. So find a way to move towards it in some way.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the freedom is. And second, whatever the thing is that you do, yell, don't share your feelings, that makes people go away, you have to stop doing it. And it's up to you to stop doing it. It's not everybody else. Those two things, if people can kind of grasp on those, I think their quality of life goes like really, really high.
That and expectations, I guess, like we talked about earlier.
Good
stuff.
I thought that this was going to be a game where you asked,
what do you think it should be?
Something to
what should
to
you
not
let?
carry,
What should you think you should
something
let go
that you
of?
should not carry.
Yeah.
I think I prepared for this. I thought
Okay.
about this.
All right.
And mine would be grudges.
Oh.
Like, I think grudges are the source of so much dysfunction. And it's like, who gives a hoot? Just let it go. Grudges just rule people, and it just ruins relationships. So that's my advice.
All right. Mine, we'll go around. Mine is, it's something I've worked on for many years, especially as a grown adult, but I always want to be liked. So I'm trying to not worry about being liked.
But you're so likable.
Well, I don't have to be.
Oh, I'd prefer you that way.
Jeff, what's yours?
Well, can I follow up on that, Steve?
Yeah.
Todd's got a great video. So you were saying about people have a hard time dealing with their anger, and they might not know why they're angry. Because you even said in that video that you had anger issues and you weren't sure why. And I think your advice in that was, start off with some of the small things in life. Like if they don't get your coffee right, don't be afraid to go back and say, you know what? I asked for 2 creams and 2 Splendas here, and there's only 1 in here. And they'll probably happily change it.
That's how you do it.
But a lot of people won't do that because they just want to be quote unquote
mad.
Minnesota nice and be liked. But it's like then they settle.
They hold it.
And they could have easily fixed it and realized that they empowered themselves by just asking. And I know disagreeable sounds like a mean or negative term, but it's being true to yourself, right, Todd? I mean, let you explain back to us what that's all
growing
about.
Growing up in Minnesota, I think part of the culture is repression, like repressing anger, right? Which is the Minnesota nice. And I think the being nice is wonderful, right? When we're being nice, when we don't really feel like that inside, then we're being dishonest. But if we're not allowed to be angry about something, right, that doesn't go away. We hold that, and that always comes out as passive aggressive little snarky comments, right, which is just anger leaking. It's all it is, right? And so a lot of times people, I should speak for myself, I was really struggled for a long time to voice displeasure 1s and 2s and 3s on a scale of 10, right? The coffee order wrong, something small like that, and that stuff builds up. And the only way to get it out was these snarky comments, which they just break connection. They're just terrible. They're not funny. It's confusing to the other person, right? And so I just think starting out small to recognize it's okay and 100,000% normal to be irritated about something and go, could you knock that off? That's like really hard to drive when you're tapping your pencil or whatever like that. Thank you. Right. You don't have to be a jerk about it, but like to just kind of be able to say it, you know?
Like when my wife doesn't like the way I'm chewing, for example, she'll gladly tell me, and I want to be a better human being, so I changed myself, right? So
does it sound like this? Jeff, there's food falling out of your mouth. Please close your mouth when you're chewing.
I love some of the videos.
I don't know what is it about wives and chewing, but man, I'm going to tell you.
I never knew about the term misophonia until I looked it up and realized there was something called misophonia.
There is.
Yeah.
There's a comedian that does a lot of funny videos. I don't know who's got the time to do all these. Todd's one of these guys, but he's basically in his car. He gets in his car and he goes, oh my God, my wife's not with me. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to drive. I'm not sure if I should get closer to this guy or stay back. I'm not sure. It's so perfect. It's so perfect.
Because I said my wife was my external hard drive, but now like she's AI, like she's learned me better than AI. She'll answer questions for me, right? And I want to be upset, but I'm like, that was way better than what I was going to say.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Honey, what do I want for dinner tonight?
Well, I can't believe it's been this long since we talked for this period of time. I love it. I love that you joined us, Todd. I love that I feel like you found yourself even more than you did when we were together. And I think I'm so happy for you. I'm happy that you found a mate. That's amazing.
And I'm happy for the people you help. That to me is what an awesome career.
And how do we find him, Jeff?
Smith William Music on Instagram.
Yep.
And tell you what, we'll add a link on the social media site or when we post this. How about that?
How many days do you think you're going to go until? What do you think you're going to do?
I don't know. I just, about a week ago, I was starting to feel like, I don't know. Does this even matter? And a couple of people said these unbelievable, it was just like, I really appreciate it. I didn't go on social media to be come on to see you. And it made me feel so good. I'll go until it's not fun or I feel fake.
I would say keep going and maintain your authenticity because that's the kernel of truth. That's why it's working. So we love it. Keep doing it, man.
Thank you. Thank you for reaching out, Steve.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure to come on here. I love it. The first time I saw Steve post about being honest, I go, that's the most perfect thing
for Steve
I can imagine.
Yes.
Good.
I agree.
Super nice to meet you. Good to hear get a little history of Johnny Clueless too, that you are part of it.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Enjoy the Spam Museum. Go check out the Spam Museum in Austin. That'd be great. I never noticed you have a hairy chest. Did you see this?
I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Thanks for noticing.
For your weekly dose of positive propaganda, subscribe on YouTube and wherever fine podcasts are found.